The look-ahead game is finally here. UNC and UVA tipping off Tuesday night. UNC coming off an 81-64 win against Notre Dame on Saturday. 4 players scoring in the double digits as the Tar Heels improved to 6-1 in their last 7 games. And UVA coming off a 73-66 win against Syracuse as Tony Bennett becomes the program's winningest head coach. Let's welcome in our college basketball insider, Adam Finkelstein. Adam, both teams coming into this one with 3-2 records in ACC play. UNC was projected to win the conference. UVA projected for 3rd. They're both now tied for 4th in the conference standing. So how important is this game for establishing an ACC frontrunner?
Well, I don't think you want to make too much of the early January games, but to be sure, these are 2 teams that are still trying to really find the best version of themselves and want to start to peak at the right time here now that we're through the holiday break and getting into the heart of the conference schedule in just a couple of weeks. So both teams that feel like their best basketball is yet to come and really trying to find that sooner rather than later here as the new year is upon us.
All right, UNC going through some lineup changes due to injury recently. We don't know who exactly we'll see Tuesday, but what's the key matchup to watch here?
Well, I think with Nance out, presumably if he's out again this week, it creates that 3-guard lineup for UNC that we saw in the last game. And Caleb Love is a guy who obviously carried them in the NCAA tournament last year. He's going to be going up against Reese Beekman, who's one of the better defenders in the country. Now, there's multiple ways for both of these teams to win this game. Obviously, Armando Bacot's been phenomenal for UNC in the last couple of weeks, but when it comes to the star-studded matchup, I really think this is it. Caleb Love, when he gets it going, is one of the best offensive players in the ACC. Beekman, as I said, one of the best defensive players, not just in the conference, but in the entire country. So from a fan point of view, this is something you're going to want to keep an eye out on.
All right, let's talk about keys to the game here. What has to go right for UNC to get the win?
So the big thing to watch on both sides is just the battle for tempo. Virginia plays slow. There's no secret about that. They really, obviously, a defensive-oriented team. They're very deliberate offensively. North Carolina wants to push the tempo, especially on the offensive end of the floor. They have they're in the top 50 in the country in terms of the average length of their offensive possession. Virginia down in the bottom 20th percentile in terms of that. So North Carolina wants to push the tempo of this game and have as many possessions as possible if they're going to come out victorious.
Yeah, 2 totally opposite teams there in terms of pace. All right, what has to go right for UVA to win this one?
Well, they got to contain Bacot inside because he's been an absolute monster as of late. So it's going to start with owning the paint and keeping him off the glass, trying to limit North Carolina's points in the paint. If they can do that, I think they've got a good chance to protect their home floor.
All right, so you already mentioned it, star-studded matchup earlier. Which NBA prospect should we be keeping an eye on in this one?
Well, we've mentioned them, but what's interesting about Caleb Love, Armando Bacot, and Reese Beekman is these are 3 players who are not, the celebrated one-and-done prospects, but legitimately have a chance to play their way potentially into the first round. And the first round is obviously where the guaranteed money comes. So that's a significant kind of barrier, if you will, in the draft process. Now, I'm not sure any of them would be in the first round if the draft is today, but all 3 of them are on the radar, especially with the way Bacot has played in recent weeks. So I think if you're watching at home and you're an NBA draft fan like I am, those are some of the players that you're going to be keeping an eye on.
All right, and the most important question of all, who's your pick to win this?
I think on their home court, the way they've been playing, given some of the injuries North Carolina has, I think Virginia's got to be perceived as the favorite. I think the analytics models favor Virginia right now. I think Vegas favors them, and I don't have any reason to go against either of those 2.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Adam. And for more college basketball coverage all season long, remember to stay tuned to the 24/7 Sports YouTube page and 247sports.com.